Welcome back to this WBTV On Your Side special presentation, Carolina Camera. And we've moved back out to the gallery here at the Native American Studies Center.
And what's interesting about this area that we're in is that all the pieces, all the posters you see here are actually part of a traveling exhibit that the center uses when they go out to visit other places.
Well, our next story tonight is about adversity. Now, that doesn't sound like your typical Carolina Camera topic, but in this case, it turns out adversity was a very good thing.
This is a story of a man who faced a big setback in life, but turned it into something positive, and now he's helping others with what he's learned. Tonight, we take you to Shelby, North Carolina to meet Jim Sotelo. Tell me about this one here, what this is all about, this frame thing.
Okay, that's the first triathlon I ever did.
The race trophies that line Jim Sotelo's mantle at his home in Kings Mountain are proof that when he got into running, he did it with a passion.
I think it's both a mental and physical thing, and I think it's been proven that it releases endorphins. And I think, you can feel that after you run, that you, feel good, and, you get that, rush from the endorphin release.
Jim is 61 years old. 12 years ago, he was overweight and not very healthy, and his doctor told him to start exercising. So he started walking. One thing led to another, and before long, he was running and losing weight. Jim dropped 45 pounds and was feeling good, but running eventually took a toll.
About a year ago, my knees went south on me, and I've never experienced so much pain. I could hardly walk.
Jim went to the doctor.
Osteoarthritis and torn meniscus. And his advice was, quit running.
Devastating news, which led to this.
When I'm running, I feel a sense of freedom.
Jim was down, but he wasn't out. His doctor recommended he walk instead of run, but that just didn't bring the exhilaration running did. So Jim picked up his pace.
It sort of morphed into like a walk, a fast walk, a jog, and a conventional run. It was sort of all morphed into one, but I was keeping my feet close to the ground. I was slightly bending my knees, and I felt that it was no, high impact.
And thus was born what Jim calls low impact running, LIR, a style of running that didn't hurt his knees. So he began entering races again, 5Ks, 10Ks, and was feeling great. Then he decided to try the ultimate test. He entered and finished the Kings Mountain Marathon, 26.2 miles.
It just feels good to be out running. I figure, if it's not the most beautiful form out there, it's, getting the job done. That's what counts.
Word spread about Jim's low-impact running, and folks began asking him about the technique. Many wanted to try it themselves. And that led to this.
I'm glad y'all came this morning. I'm Jim Sotelo, and the class I'm teaching is low-impact running.
Jim is now teaching his LIR technique at the YMCA in Shelby. He's holding classes at other locations as well. And the students I talk with really seem to like low-impact running.
I've been running for like the past probably hour solid, and I feel like I could keep running.
And I need something to get me back into shape, and I think this low-impact style would be perfect.
Well, it didn't even feel like I was working out, but it did at the same time, so it's weird.
I really like the technique. It's smooth and it's really efficient.
This would prolong your ability to stay active and to stay in the game.
Granted, Jim's LIR technique may not be for everyone, but it is making a difference for some.
Somebody comes back to me later and thanks me and said, hey, I'm back running again. Thanks. That's payback in itself right there.
Jim Sotelo is proof that with enough determination, you can do the impossible.
A door was closed in my life when they said no more running. I was able to open up that door by coming up with a different way. I could still do all these things, and I think it just became sort of like a mission to me that I wanted to spread the word any way I can. So that's what has enticed me to try to pursue this thing with such fever.
And Jim is very serious about his LIR technique. In fact, he's even applied for a patent.
Wow.
And I want to say one more thing. before you begin any exercise program, be sure to consult your doctor first.
Good advice there. All right, we're almost out of time on tonight's show, but we do have one more story you have to stick around for.
Oh, this is a great story, too, about a group of men who are making the most out of life on the basketball court. Stay with us. Carolina Camera will be right back.